In this video, we are covering middleware in FastAPI. Middleware is a layer that sits around every single request your application handles. It sees the request on the way in and the response on the way out. By the end, you will know what middleware is, how to write it, and when it is the right tool to reach for. Imagine you want to log every incoming request, or measure how long each one takes, or stamp every response with a custom header. You could add that code to every single route function, but that is exactly the kind of repetition that makes code bases painful to maintain. You need a single place to intercept every request without touching your individual route handlers. Think of a hotel concierge desk. Every single guest walks past it when they arrive and when they leave. The concierge can stamp a visitor badge on the way in or hand over a feedback form on the way out, and none of the individual rooms need to know that is happening. Middleware is that concierge desk for your HTTP traffic. Middleware in FastAPI is an async function decorated with @app.middleware, passing the string HTTP. It receives two arguments, the incoming request object and a callable called call_next. You call call_next with the request to hand control down through the rest of the stack, your routes, dependencies and all, and it returns the response. Anything you do before that call runs on the way in, anything after runs on the way out. At the top we import time and FastAPI's request class. We decorate our async function with @app.middleware passing the string HTTP that tells FastAPI to run this function for every HTTP request. First we record the start time, then we call await call_next, passing the request forward through all routes and dependencies. This line actually runs your route handler and returns a response object. After it returns, we calculate elapsed time, stamp that value into a custom response header called xProcessTime, and return the response. The route itself, read_item, knows nothing about any of this. FastAPI wraps your application in a chain of middleware layers, outermost first. When a request arrives, it flows inward. Each middleware calls call_next until the actual route handler runs and produces a response. Then control unwinds back outward through each middleware in reverse order. Because every layer sees both the raw request and the finished response, you can read, log, or modify either one without touching any individual route. Middleware shines when a concern is truly cross-cutting, timing, global headers, blanket request logging. But if the logic only applies to a handful of routes, a FastAPI dependency with depends is cleaner and more targeted. Also be aware that reading the full request body inside middleware is tricky, because FastAPI streams it, and any slow synchronous work in middleware will block every single request, so keep middleware lean. To summarize, middleware is a single async function that wraps your entire application, seeing every request on the way in and every response on the way out. You register it with the @app.middleware decorator and call await call_next to hand off to your routes. It is perfect for app-wide concerns like timing and headers, but for anything route-specific, FastAPI's dependency injection system is the better fit.